section where I'm just not expecting to find it? Couldn't be in oil. I was expecting to find it in the quest area. Other decoctions? Double check the name in our inventory. But this does surprise me that we cannot currently see it. I mean, even if we didn't have the ingredients for it, it should still show up and just be red, saying that we can't make it at the moment. This is a big area.
Getting close.
Hello? Not sure what you were up to. This area looks like it might not have the smoke. Something over there. Sort of. Can't do anything with that, can we? Controller was vibrating. As if there were some kind of quest item to investigate there. What's there? Ah, on the ground, yes.
Bottom of a container. Silver cylinder, most likely. Runes etched in the bottom. It's warped, probably by the explosion. Bomb part. Must be. Smells like wyvern oil and caramel. That'd be it down here. Time to see DIJKSTRA.
Okay, but there's more stuff here. We go this way. Looks like this was open to us. Possible. Looks like that might be the way out. Or do we try going up here? I don't know what we find. Surprised there isn't anything hiding in that corner there. Oh, whoa! Gonna have to jump that. Did not see that one coming. Zah! Okay. Surely there's reason to go up here, right? Not just for more alcoholic beverages? I mean, sure, but at the same time, a little bit more, perhaps? Maybe not? Here? That's locked. Iridium, that's not bad. I was gonna say, this reminds me of the place where we were fighting people with Junior before. The way that there's this elevated perimeter, and then an area below that people are looking down on. Seems like mostly just some... Mostly basic loot, the Dimeridium being the exception. Silver's not bad either, though. Seemed to be it, though. No... Oh, I totally forgot about that. No major quest item or anything of that sort. Okay, the potion notably is about to expire. I think we're about to get out of here.
Gold coin. Trail ends here. Dandelion must have loaded the treasure onto a boat.
There was said gold coin. I didn't see. Potion is moments away from expiring. And when Dandelion must have loaded the boat here, you say. Return to the warehouse and summarize with DIJKSTRA. Okay. Oh, have we seen this already? We may have. We may have been here before. I think we have. This is northern part of the southern island. Bunch of boats here. This is going to be the bridge. Yeah. Okay. What is the most convenient and fast travel location? There might be one over here. Might just be Hierarch Square. Which would be... Or we could just walk over. That perhaps works as well. Need to go over a wall of sorts. But I think this should do it. He's just... Oh no, he's right here. No, that's quite quick, actually. Gotta steal some pawn fiber, and we'll head in. Oh wait, what? Hold on. There's a... someone who that's giving haircuts over here? Hold on. Hold on. What it looked like. Oh, I saw that. You can't sneak that one past me. There was a haircut symbol there. I recognize those scissors. Next time. Next time we'll get it. Maybe it was the north sign on our minimap? I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy.
Got a minute?
I do. What do you want?
So, we have investigated.
Done. Examined every nook of the sewers near your vault.
Well, learn anything?
Sorta. We're gonna draw the diagram now. So, yes, this is true. They did load
Bits
it
of
onto a
treasure
boat.
dropped out of the crates, left a clear trail. You know, like the fairy tale with the crumbs.
I know the one. Hansel, Gretel, burning witches. Very fitting for Novigrad.
Trail leads to the river where the sewer lets out. Breaks off there. My bet, they loaded the treasure onto a boat.
Yeah, a cart drawn by sewer rats does seem unlikely. And since boats don't leave trails, it amounts to fuck all.
It's tough to follow that. That's true. So we did find
Found a second
one of the
corpse,
thieves'
One of the
corpses.
thieves. Threw up the antidote just like your man Fonz.
A beautiful death. Anything on the body?
Not much. Empty vial.
Also, this thief could very well be
Left him
Dandelion.
behind if he
Let's
was
just
anybody.
acknowledge that.
Common porter, must be. Knew nothing, means nothing. Dead end. Literally.
So we might want to be careful how much information we give him for that reason. But most importantly, that.
Seems to me a bomb blew the wall open. Look.
Bottom of a silver cylinder, probably. Covered in runes. Interesting. Any idea what it contained?
Recognized some ingredients by their scent. Wyvern oil and sugar.
Sugar? Geralt, I'm in no mood for jests.
That was a nice, sweet explosive. That's what we saw. Unless we want to deliberately lead him off, because again, we might want to, well, you know, not have him figure out if this is Dandelion. So, oh, I mean, he's not going to take this whole uncertainty thing very well, I don't think.
Nor am I. Just saying what I found. Bomb contained sugar.
Let's think. Sugar would react violently with sulfuric acid, but not so violently to cause an explosion.
Didn't know you were versed in alchemy.
Dabbled in it a bit while at Oxenford Academy. But this is no time to reminisce. You're to find my treasure, not write my biography. Know
Okay.
anything else about this bomb? Anything at all?
Insert your Harry
Bomb
Potter
went off
Puppet Pals
inside a
reference
drainage
here.
pipe embedded in the vault wall. But the grate at the end of the pipe was in place when the blast happened, meaning...
The bomb must have found its way into the pipe from inside the bathhouse.
Exactly. Might have gone something like this. Perpetrator started emptying one of the pools, then dropped the bomb down the drain.
The bomb flowed down with a runoff, came to rest on the grate, and, to quote Bart, big boom.
Okay, so we can see which drain it dropped down. That perhaps would be the bat that we were trying to investigate earlier that we couldn't actually do anything with. I would suspect as such. My one hesitance here is that we did not check our quest log right before we talked to DIJKSTRA here, and so we might have seen a little indicator of like, hey, just remember, we're trying to help out our friend here. Our friend being mostly Dandelion, not DIJKSTRA. So as much as we want to help this guy out at the same time, if it means ratting out our friend, then we don't really want him to succeed. So
Drain
don't
pipes are
love
only
the amount of
promising
information we're giving
We
here.
just need
In
to
fact,
know
this
which
is
pool it's
Dandelion.
connected to.
Yes. Hammond keeps a record of guests. Should be able to tell us who used that pool the day of the break-in. You've not done badly.
Feel
Yeah,
honored
well,
to be acknowledged.
For you,
Oh,
at least.
that famous
Hopefully we didn't screw over
sarcasm.
Dandelion,
I
though.
missed it.
Really?
About as much as I'd miss a knife in me knickers.
Go. Okay. You and your sarcasm.
All right. You inspect the pools on the right. I'll take the ones on the left. Holler if you find anything.
Okay. Well, that's just, get a lot of experience from that. That's nice. But let's just, like, take a quick look at our quest log. See if we get any further indication as to what the deal is with Dandelion. Because, yeah. Sure. Return to the bathhouse. Here's your senses. Oh no, let's go. It starts here in this order. Question about Dandelion's disappearance. Then he got a little bit of information, and he said, look down in the sewers. We followed him. Then we investigated and found that information. Well, followed the current in the sewers, got that information, and gave that information to DIJKSTRA. Problem is, if we look back here, of course, we're trying to question him without raising any suspicions about Dandelion. And if we're conducting an investigation successfully, then presumably it's going to lead to Dandelion getting caught.
Nothing interesting here.
So we've given DIJKSTRA perhaps information that is a little too good, is my concern. This is the one that had this weird stuff in it.
Something floating on the surface. Oil, looks like.
Okay. What do we do with it? Jump in? Probably not. But it is something. But we investigated it. Are there any other clues in this area, perhaps? Might be. I think it's mostly that, right? Oh, this. This would be it.
Silver lid. Matches the cylinder bottom I found in the sewer. DIJKSTRA, come here.
Except maybe not.
Got something?
Yeah, bomb part.
Happen. Drain pull 4 and bring me the guest book. Chop chop.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. We could perhaps turn tides a little bit on this investigation and maybe take some of the pressure off Dandelion, who could end up being the true perpetrator, and make it so that it looks like it was Happen that did it?
By the way, what about Happen? Could have overheard you mention the vault. Has access to the bathhouse whenever he wants.
Happen has numerous flaws. He's pompous, pretentious, can be a real prick sometimes, ironic as that may sound. But his loyalty is beyond question.
You sure
How
about
can
that?
I be so sure?
Witches know their monsters, spies know their men.
You trusted Philippa Eilhart once too.
Ooh.
True. But I didn't pull Philippa Eilhart out of a Kaviri prison the night before her execution.
Alright. Sure. Dandelion, you're gonna want to start running very soon.
Let's see what's on the bottom. Grate's been removed from the drain, meaning they flushed the bomb down here.
Happen. Who used this pool the day of the break-in?
Don't
Let me
say
see.
Dandelion.
Myrtle Heights Town Councilman, Josef Schweik, brewer, and Margrave Henkel.
Henkel? That's impossible.
So, this seems like our opportunity to perhaps muddle the investigation and throw people off of Dandelion's tracks. So we could investigate further, or ask further about Henkel, and perhaps reinforce DIJKSTRA's thought that seems impossible. Or we could refute that and say, no, maybe it is truly this person, and therefore you should, well, we might be able to basically throw him off a little bit. Except I'm kind of expecting for him to be like, well, that person is dead, so of course they're not going to show up.
Impossible. Why?
Old Coot's been eating dirt since last winter.
Yep.
Couldn't have been
Figured.
here the day of the break-in.
Uh-oh.
He's dead. I'd not heard.
Not surprising. The Honourable Margrave croaked in a brothel, decked out in leather lingerie, so the family held a hush-hush funeral. But I have my sources.
Yeah, I saw him that fateful day, Mr. Reuven. I'm certain of it.
Did you speak to him? Get a good look at him?
No. He merely passed by on the way in.
So you didn't see Henkel, you saw an impersonator. Think for once. They scooped out your balls, not your brain. And you, Geralt, start looking into this.
Hey, be nice. I don't think he's going to take that one too well. So this seems like the kind of place where it'd be, well, hopefully possible to... So basically what I'm assuming is that Dandelion was the person who pretended to be that guy, impersonated him, and then put the bomb down the drain, and then we know what happened from there. So what I'm hoping is that at this point in time, it's not too late for us to turn the tides a little bit and still let Dandelion get off scot-free. So, on one hand, don't want to raise any suspicions at this point in time. We've done a lot to help this investigation, so I would think it'd be pretty hard for him to say, like, Geralt, how dare you at this point. But I suppose, where do we start?
Fine. Where should I start?
Henkel's home. Derelict townhouse south of the main square. You might happen on some trace of this scoundrel we're looking for there. Well, up with you.
Okay. Let's see what this one says. Is it just going to tell us to go to that spot? Probably. Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, ideal scenario would be if we go there, and he's saying, oh, you'll probably find some information about the person who's trying to impersonate this person who's actually dead and therefore had no way they could possibly be here. But I'm hoping we can just say, oh yeah, you know, we went there and couldn't find anything, sorry. Or, you know, some more believable explanation than that. So hopefully it's not too late to make that happen. But we'll see. We shall see. There's stuff to loot here, but there are definitely guards, so like, there's like guards right there. Don't do it.
White one. Take a gander over here.
Do we want to be using a fast travel location, or should we just walk this one? We can just walk this. Oh, that's like right by Beaver. Okay. Don't know if that's a coincidence or not. These guys out here?
What a dump. Looks more like a beggar's hovel than a Margrave's townhouse. Dandelion made some interesting friends.
Okay, and Geralt reaffirming that this likely was, in fact, Dandelion. Oh, and... Okay, this is Priscilla. I saw the loot. Wasn't sure if that was going to be her or Dandelion, so do we really need to break this down? Not really going to be all that subtle. Also, I missed. I'm sorry. Pay no mind. Okay, so let's investigate. Perhaps, maybe also worth saving here, because again, we're getting pretty deep here with this stuff, and hoping that we aren't going to make this impossible for Dandelion to escape. Hopefully, we haven't gone too far. I saw a red item. Yes.
Silver cylinder. Bottom looks like what I found in the sewer.
Okay. Yup. Does perhaps suggest that the person who made the explosive is from here, and footprints as well. Phil, please
Footprints.
investigate. Yes, I did gather that much. Thank you. Can we take this? Not bad. What else? Casket. Hopefully that's not a harbinger of what's to come. No foreshadowing with that, please. Real lineages of the North. Have we read that one? I know we've read Care for Your Sword, Soldier. That sounds familiar, but... Royal lineages. Oh, is this the one where this is the one where we hear that Ciri is actually heir to about 5 different thrones, I think? We have read that, I think? Heard about Velen, of course, many times. Last Wish? Don't know about that one. Human life requires 3 things for its sustenance: food, drink, and gossip. It is thus no wonder that no matter where I travel, be it icebound Povis or evergreen Toussaint, everyone asks me about the passions that bind Geralt and the sorceress Yennefer of Vengerberg. Have we read this? As a man? Really sounds like something that Dandelion would write. As a man both cautious and discreet, because he is absolutely neither of those things, but would totally say that he is, I refuse to betray their secrets. One important exception. The history of their first encounter is so extraordinary, so romantic and moving, that it would be a veritable crime to hide its light beneath a bushel basket. Indeed, I had not witnessed these events in person. I would never believe there was room in our grim and dark world for such fantastic marvels. I do think we have read this, though. Yeah, I think so. Pretty sure. So, with that in mind, let's focus on the task at hand here. That being, follow these footprints. Perhaps make things a little bit brighter in here. I actually was trying to ignite that this time. One time I was not trying to loot stuff. Oh. And this isn't where the footprints were leading, but... Are those bottles? Okay, this is a wine cellar. Not gonna lie. Maybe that had something to do with the lighting in here. That makes it a little bit easier to see. But at first I absolutely thought that this was one of those classic rooms in which you have the spiked walls that slowly close in on you. Maybe that is in fact still the case, so let's get the heck out of there. Ooh, meteorite ingot. That's really good. 4 footprints and that note. Some
A
variety.
letter and a bottle. The wine from your birth year. It's absolutely excellent. Startling bouquet. You absolutely must try it. But afterwards, please place the bottle back where you found it. Your birth year. Could be dandelions or Ceres.
Okay, so there's our hint. Let's also read that notice that we just picked up. Okay, that's something that we just found here. That's also part of this investigation. What we're looking for is... where? Was it actually over here in the other category? Is it this guy? Yeah. What do you say? Oh, that's what it reads. What Geralt was just saying. With love from D. Alright, that's gotta be dandelion, right? Okay. We examine this. It's the bottle of wine. Solve the riddle from the mysterious note. So, it's from our birth year, or well, either Ciri or Dandelion's birth year. Do we know their birth years? We might be able to figure it out from the, say... okay. From, say, using the, the characters in the glossary. That might say. But also, it kind of looks like we're just gonna figure it out from, well, trying to place it here unless there's an alternative. But it doesn't look like there is unless there's something here for us to check out. There is a question mark for us to investigate. So I do think we will want to put it in there. Just want to see if there's something we're missing. Over here, perhaps, or through this door? This is probably locked, though. Presumably that's the door that we will unlock. I mean, I don't know if this is just a coincidence that there's only one here.
12:45 to 12:54. Satisfying click. In the next room over, I think.
Okay. Easiest riddle ever because we didn't actually need to solve it. So, yeah. Okay. So this is open now.
Secret room. Probably where Dandelion and his cohorts planned the heist.
Okay. So, yes, search the room, sure, but at the same time, okay, let's see. I do think we perhaps have more information on the right here. So, I believe, we've read that part at the very bottom. Yeah, well, it seems like this is almost going in reverse order. Turned out Siggy Reuben was none other than Sigismund DIJKSTRA, formerly head of Verdanian intelligence and a man well known to Geralt from past adventures. In an atypical bout of ignorance, DIJKSTRA had no inkling I was involved in the theft of his gold. He treated Geralt's appearance as a fortunate coincidence and offered him a handsome sum in return for helping finding his stolen wealth, and the thief who had stolen it. Geralt and DIJKSTRA thus both wanted to find the exact some person, yours truly, albeit for entirely different reasons. Seizing this bit of good fortune, Geralt accepted the offer and hoped against hope Dijkstra wouldn't catch on to his double dealing. Like an evocator uncovering an ancient elven masterpiece, Geralt slowly revealed the hidden brilliance of my plan. He discovered we had not barged in directly from the sewers like brain-dead lugs, but had instead struck from the inside by placing a bomb in one of the tub's drain pipes. Hearing this, Dijkstra summoned his faithful eunuch, Happen, and had him examine the bathhouse guest registry. From it, they learned the tub in question had been used that day by a certain Margrave Henkel. Nothing unusual about a Margrave giving his corns a bit of a soak, but this particular Margrave had shuffled off his mortal coil, corns and all, a few months prior to the break-in. Dijkstra thus tasked Geralt with examining the Margrave's residence in hope that the Witcher would find some trace of the stolen treasure there. Fear gripped the Witcher's heart as he knocked on the bathhouse doors. He knew that shortly before I disappeared without a trace, I had been planning to rob... this last paragraph feels like it's out of order. I had been planning to rob Siggy Reuven, one of the most powerful and dangerous men in the North. He would happen to inquire about my fate without arousing any... He would have to inquire about my fate without arousing any suspicions, which was a tall order indeed, for Geralt was an excellent Witcher, but a lousy actor. So, no updates that change our perspective too much there, I don't think. Really know about the wild
Instructions on how to build a bomb, signed by one Kalkstain.
Oh. Okay, we've of course heard from him. He is no more.
Sugar, and lumps of a substance dipped in wyvern oil. Potassium? Looks like they made the bomb here.
Okay. True. So, there's some pretty surefire evidence here. And this is, I suppose, good for us to know, but at the same time, we definitely don't want Siggy to know about this.
Stain.
Well,
Wyvern oil.
I suppose he could, as long as he knows it's not Dandelion. Or thinks... There's no reason to suspect Dandelion. Better from Dudu. Huh?
Ciri. Menge is following me. He has seized the treasure. He has Dandelion. You must flee.
That's big.
Footsteps. Not good.
Okay. Do we loot stuff? Or do we just make a run for it? We probably should make a run for it. Let's see. What does it say now? So, that's big. Check what's going on downstairs. Do we have any more information on the side here? I don't think so. So, we know that Menge now, the guy who is in charge of the guards for the Church of the Eternal Fire, apparently, and we had a run-in with him, and he's not exactly the kindest of fellows, is apparently keeping hold of Dandelion, and is saying that Ciri needs to run. And we've heard that name, Dudu, before. He's some kind of friend of ours. Perhaps, I don't know how close, per se. Might be more of a friend of a friend. Okay, let's just take a... And there, well, is perhaps his entry. Could perhaps figure that out right now. Oh, okay, this could be him. Geralt and I had known the Doppler. Okay, Doppler, noted, Dudu for years, from before the moment we had actually met him. In fact, what? You see, we first unwittingly talked to him when he was in Novigrad impersonating another friend of mine, a halfling merchant named Dainty Weibervelt. Dudu had assumed Dainty's form to use the merchant's network of contacts for some business endeavors of his own. Dainty was infuriated at first at his inability to locate the imposter who had inserted himself into his dealings, but when Dudu's investments began generating sizable returns, the halfling changed his tune. He took the Doppler on as a partner, introducing him to everyone as his cousin, Dudu Weibervelt. Ciri, Dudu, and I had all embroiled ourselves in quite the fiasco, but unlike me, the Doppler was not caught by the temple guard. Okay, so that makes Dudu probably the person who has the most valuable information to us right now, inside information. Whereas, well, Dandelion is obviously not currently available to us. Let's see if we can move here, but I don't think so. Alright, let's investigate downstairs. What's going on? Probably I'm guessing either the guard or maybe even Jigstra himself.
Dijkstra.
Triss!
Triss.
What? What's going on?
Didn't expect to see you here. Certainly not with Triss.
I decided we could use someone who knows a bit of magic. The runes on the bomb, I'm absolutely dying to know what they mean.
You dying to know too, Triss?
No, just here for the coin.
Is that so,
Marigold
Triss?
playing the cynical materialist.
Don't do it.
I love it. In
Hint, hint,
truth,
wink, wink, nudge,
her
nudge.
ideals brought Triss here. She needs gold to save her colleagues. When I recover my treasure, I'll be in a position to help her. Simple as that. Speaking of which, and pardon my Beauclervoise, have you found out who fucking nicked my gold?
Yeah, but like, why did you come? That, I mean, we do have a pretty decent case for Menge, I suppose. He's certainly involved, so that helps. But yeah, why did you come here?
Hang on. Gotta tell me why you're here first. We agreed. If I learned anything,
And that does sound
I'd
a little
take
bit
it to
suspicious
you.
as we're saying this
So
right now,
we
but
did, but I was concerned about you. Stopped by to see if everything was all right.
I mean, clearly he doesn't trust us, but we probably shouldn't call him out on. I mean, he's a spy. He can read us pretty well, right? So he knows that we understand the significance of him coming here, right? So he's gonna read right through us saying, thanks, really. But if we go, you don't trust me, then maybe he says, okay, well, all right, I'll level with you. So I think this might actually be the way to go. With anyone else, I'd say that's not the right answer, but for him, maybe?
Bullshit. You don't trust me.
I trust you as much as you trust me. Not at all. Believe me, it's a healthy relationship.
Gentlemen, really feel privileged to witness your battle of wits. But
That
try to remember,
might have still been
unlike
a
you, I
decent
put my
option to
life at
think.
risk every time I venture out into the streets. Did the same just coming here. So I beg you, can we get to the point?
Fair enough. But yeah, this
Bothered
Menge
Triss
guy.
for nothing. No point examining the bomb.
Because?
'Cause I already know who nabbed your treasure. Commander of the Temple Guard, Caleb Menge.
Trish is like, I want out of this right now.
Oh, Marigold. Your coin stands to come with a side of revenge. Geralt, would you be kind enough to tell me what you've learned? I'm terribly curious.
He's gonna see right through that. Or we can say it doesn't matter. So, this is a lie and he knows it. This, he's not gonna like it, but at the same time, he was telling us earlier, hey, I'm a spy, and I don't rat out my sources, because that would be bad business. Therefore, he might respect this. He might also get extremely mad. But this, I think, there's no way this works. This is maybe a 50-50 shot.
What I've learned doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yet you agreed to help me.
I am. Doesn't mean I have to confess everything.
I'll let your insolence fly this time, but only because his honor the Margrave might indeed have something to do with the theft. Menge has been spending heaps of coin lately, though to my knowledge he shouldn't have a copper to his name.
So, what now?
From what I've heard, Menge spends his nights at the docks, witch hunters' quarters. Maybe pay him a visit. Ask where he's holding my gold for me.
Oh, you sit there twiddling your thumbs? I mean, we probably don't want to be pushing him anymore here. I know you guys have said in the past that generally speaking, these non-yellow prompts are not super significant. They tend not to be conversation movers, but against DIJKSTRA here, at least on one or two occasions, it seems like it has had some kind of impact. Maybe it's just coincidence, but I mean, we don't need to make him any more upset with us, because I think we just barely avoided catastrophe there. So, let's go this
Doubt
way.
Menge will admit anything willingly.
As do I. Lucky I hired a witcher and a sorceress who've been through so much together to get this done.
What's our past got to do with it?
A great deal. Lovers will jump into the abyss for one another. Suits my needs perfectly.
Oh.
Namely, it greatly increases your chances of getting out of the hunter's barracks alive. With my treasure.
I mean, yeah, you're using us, but this was I mean, that's pretty obvious from the get-go, right? Yeah.
In other words, you're using us.
Using you? Never. Merely making the most of your mutual bond. Well, lovebirds, I really must be going. Good luck.
Alright, fair enough. I think that is to be expected from him.
Thought you'd correct him. Say that we, you know.
Well, about that. Doesn't need to know everything. But also, you didn't say that we weren't together either. I know I was saying we've had a bit of a bumpy past with Triss. At times, she's been outright terrible to us. Other times, that being primarily Witcher 1. Other times, Witcher 2, she seemed to start to turn things around a little bit. Now, Witcher 3, we haven't had much time to chat with her. But, well, I don't know, it seems like maybe we could make this work? I don't know. You didn't say anything either.
Could have corrected him yourself.
True. But it's not an easy thing to say, is it? But we've strayed from our topic. Got a treasure to recover.
Triss, gotta tell you something. Dijkstra's gold, it's the last thing I care about.
Thought as much. This is about Ciri, isn't it?
Indirectly, but
Menge's
yeah.
got Dandelion locked up somewhere, and Dandelion saw Ciri.
That changes everything. Listen, meet me at midnight by the Chapel of the Eternal Fire, east of the harbor. We'll figure out a way to get into the Hunter's Barracks together.
All right, see you then, and thanks.
Alright. Well, yeah, yeah, you can walk through this if you want. But glad we got Triss to understand what the circumstances were. I suppose, sure, when we're inside, use the magic, but, you know, the door was open, and that townswoman and townsman probably still could have seen you and ratted you out to Menge. But, okay. Yeah, I think we narrowly avoided catastrophe there. So, fortunate to make it this far, with, yes, a tenuous relationship with DIJKSTRA, but one that is, at least at the moment, still seemingly stable enough to make this work. So, let's double check what the quest says now. To meet Triss at the Eternal Fire Shrine near the harbor around midnight. I'm pretty sure it is nowhere near midnight at the moment. So, and when we teleport using a fast travel location, it usually passes a fair bit of time. So we probably will want to travel first and then do that. Just want to double check. Ooh, that's not what I meant to do. Just want to double check if there are any other quests in the meantime that are time sensitive that we might want / need to do before doing that. The answer, I think, is only Gangs of Novigrad, if there's reason to think we can do that now, but I don't think that's the case. So, with your contracts, of course, that's typically not time sensitive, and it's been a long time, actually, since we tried treasure hunts, so hold on, where is this one? This is only level 20, which at this point is not out of the realm of possibility. We could do that. Perhaps. I honestly totally forgot about the treasure hunts for a while there. But, I think we got a good thing going here for now. We're pretty close to leveling up. Oh, we are level 18 now. We did just level up, in fact. So, with that, let's see. I think we were talking about trying to further upgrade Igni next. I think that was next on our list. So let's do that. We've been using it a fair amount. Just getting more damage out of it. And getting a little bit more stamina regeneration. We have it such that at the moment, it's more or less where we use Igni once, and then enemies are kind of staggered a bit as they're burning. And by the time that they are no longer concerned about that, our Igni is ready to go again. And so that quick stamina recovery is big in that way. It basically means that we can just chain Igni after Igni, at least fairly often. Now, could we dump some stuff here at Crippled Pigs, because I believe we do have a fair bit of junk that we've picked up.
So, a bit of lust in your freakish heart after all.
No, not this time. Still just looking
Got anything
to sell some stuff. mostly junk. Oh, except you won't take... It's mostly junk weapons and armor that I was thinking of. We picked up... No, not that. Like, that's not great. That's not great. Yeah, you're not gonna purchase any of these things from us. We do have some inventory space now. A fair amount, actually. Hold on. We get rid of some of our old saddles and blinders. Ooh, this is better than our current blinders, so we should throw that on. That's better than our current saddle, actually, as well. When did we get those? Trophies. They all seem pretty similar, so let's actually make a point here for a second. Putting on better gear for Roach. I swear you were behind the counter earlier, now you are no longer behind the counter, so you are teleported. I'm concerned. So let's throw the better stuff on, and then we'll sell the old things. We do that. Then we do this, which will actually... Oh no, that's not the one that gives us additional carrying capacity, but it'll allow us to sell some things, which will then free up a little bit more space, because some of the Roach stuff is quite heavy. Not necessarily sure these are the things that are heavy, but...
Got anything to sell?
At least gives us a tiny bit more room here. It's not urgent, but puts us a little bit more in the comfort zone. Oh yeah, this is basically weightless. This one... Oh! This one's pretty heavy, though. Okay, good thing to get rid of that. And do we have anything like furs? I want to hold on to the silver stuff, because that can be useful to break down into components. That's very valuable, though. And then, generally speaking, yeah, all the hides and furs, we can turn them into somewhat useful items, yes. But they're worth a reasonable enough amount. Or we just resell them, that I think those have been pretty decent for us under these circumstances. Horse hide, yeah, that's also pretty valuable. Sell all that. And we're not gonna blow through all this person's monies. But we'll make a little bit off of this. Kind of stuff that adds up over time. Do not sell the silver, though. And we can just sell the files, because those aren't terribly useful for us. Okay. That's a little better. We have 50 spare weight, so should be good there.
So long.
Made a little bit of coin. Now let's head back.
Got a snake's tongue as well.
Okay. So, remind me where we are headed, though. We are headed... Oh, did I... Oh, oops. I put that treasure hunt on there, so that's not actually where we're looking to go right now. That was just merely out of curiosity. What we're actually looking to do is this, which is, I'm pretty sure, in the opposite direction. Because... Oh, no! I assumed the Eternal Fire Shrine is going to be up here, but I guess near the harbor? Sure. Down there, near midnight.